as always, subscribe to the podcast, leave some comments. Man, hit the website, 94FeetWithCoachJt.com. I got some merch up there still. It's wintertime. Got the hoodies, got the beanies, whatever you need, long sleeve shirts, all that, man. Appreciate y'all support. And happy holidays to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Let me get into this intro, man. My guest today, at 27 years old, with a good job, stable life, but stable didn't get him up in the morning. He had a drive, ambition, and passion, but couldn't find his place. He needed a guide to take him to the next level. That's when he realized he wanted to be exactly that, a guide for people to find their place. Also, since 2011, he's been ambitious for Greater Sacramento as far as people find their homes. And also, one of his quotes was, "I love leading people through a process that starts with a dream," says Kelly. Keep that dream during the forefront during the transaction is my goal for every client. One of this philosophy makes the selling and buying homes for Mr. Kelly an experience unlike none other. And if you know him, if you see him, it's always like none other. He can educate, advocate for clients. He says he wants to make a transaction seamless, above all, enjoyable, and good vibes only. I've known my guest for I don't even know how many years now. Mr. Kelly Pleasant, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Man, we broadcasting live from Our Place Event Space down in Firehouse Alley in Old Sac at Our Place Event Space. We're actually in the invitation room again. Definitely like doing some shows and interviews in this dope ambiance right here, man. It's definitely dope. So shout out to Our Place Event Space. Kels,
come on,
man.
About time I'm here.
Hey, I know we been trying to tap in. You've been moving.
Appreciate the couch, man.
Nah, absolutely. I appreciate you, man. You've been moving. You've been doing your thing, but also, bro, like I said, get out the way early, man. Dope. I love to see it, bro.
Thank you.
A lot of grinding. Today when we know where we started at. Know where it was.
We 2 decades in. Over 2 decades in.
Over 2 decades
Over 2
in.
decades
know where we started, bro.
Absolutely.
Especially, but then also the growth is definitely dope. But also the leadership. I mean, like I said, I may coach, but you're coaching too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're coaching too in your profession, what you do. But also I always see your team is very valuable to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll say this right now, shout out to the homie, big homie Rodney.
Yeah, hey, come on, man.
Put the humans at the top.
That's fam.
The service.
Yeah.
I mean, human is the product, then they get the service.
Absolutely.
It stays that way, man.
I
definitely, I see that. I lead that. I see you doing it. I can see it paying dividends for you, bro.
Thank you.
Before we get into the business, though, man, let's give them what they want to hear. Let's give them a little bit about you, yourself.
Absolutely, man.
Growing up and stuff like that, bro. Where was you at?
Well, I'm gonna first start off, man, with props to you and your platform, man.
Appreciate you, though.
You know, coaching the kids and being here and having a voice for people, man, that kind of tell their story, man. That's dope.
Appreciate it,
and doing it at a high level, man, is really dope. So I just want to give props to you, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, dog, born and raised in Sacramento. Grew up in Greenhaven area. We went to Kennedy together, man, and after high school, tried college a little bit, man. College wasn't for me. Hopped in the workforce and worked locally for the county for like 8 years. Got to the point where I was just like, man, it's in Sacramento, you hit the county, you made it.
Mm.
Everybody's like, get you 2025 and retire, sit there and do that. But it wasn't me, man. Both of my parents, man, who are no longer here, man, they were entrepreneurs and owned businesses. Mm-hmm. So I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know the lane. And so I got to the point where I was just at crossroads and, my faith is high. My faith is heavy. And so I prayed on it, man, and ended up trying out real estate, man, and took my test and turned around and fired my boss is what I call it. I fired the county, man. They didn't let me go. I fired them, man. And it's just been a blessing to be here today on a personal level, man. Married, just had my first child, got my baby boy. So carrying on the legacy is named after me. And, life is a blessing, man. Life is what you make it.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. And you should talk about firing your boss. I tell that story here and there when it comes about because I was at DMV for a quick stint in my life, 2 years in HR. But I was like, one, I'm not an HR as far as a desk person.
Right.
I like to be amongst the people.
Absolutely.
And then so we got a holiday party. Matter of fact, and he's like, "Hey man, this holiday season, you guys remember, you should work so you can live, not live so you can work." I was like, I gotta go.
Yep.
Going back to grad school.
Yep.
I'm saying still teaching, professor, all that stuff. But I was like, dang, okay. He kind of told me that was my way out.
Yeah.
But for you, at that point, man, the entrepreneurship though, what type of entrepreneurship did you see around with mom and pops though during that time? What was they doing?
Yeah,
man. How was that filtering you? Because you were soaking it in.
Oh, no, I'm soaking it in, man.
You know what I mean? It was coming to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I would say number one, I'm very fortunate to be able to see people who look like us, thrive in their careers at a higher level, right? So my pops was a psychiatrist and the second Black psychiatrist in Sacramento. And he ran his own practice for over 40 years. And then my mom did a lot of philanthropy within the community. And so she was wanting to give back. And so I was taught service at an early age. I didn't realize that. But looking back, I was taught service at an early age. So, coming into real estate, man, it feels like home.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I got to ask this too.
Yeah.
I can't skip over our high school time.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The communication.
Yeah.
If people know you,
yeah,
I always stand up tall, upright. But the smile, I'm sure that comes from the home, the upbringing, stuff like that, though. But there was nothing never bad to say about Kelly. But always the one that was always interacting, saying what's up.
Always.
Being social.
Always.
Which right now, as we see right now, for us, what we do, it's like one of the biggest things, communication.
Oh, man, it's everything.
Working on, I'm like back then, but it was like, oh, he moved like that way for all his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I never had drama in school, man. Elementary, junior high, high school, man. I never fought nobody, man. I just, I was happy, man. I love the ladies, you know what I mean? And I was just cool with everybody, man. It's easy to navigate when you know who you are early on in life. You know what I mean? I think that's a big deal. When you know who you are and you're comfortable and you ain't trying to ride the wave or follow somebody else, man, it makes your formative years pretty simple.
Very, very unique as well. I think
very
so,
much
right? Because you can create your own path no matter what, right?
Yes,
you're attracting people to you,
man.
Instead of going to get them.
Yeah,
they coming to you, man. I just thought, you know what I'm saying? Again, all the homies know that. People know, like, yep, we mess with them heavy. Like, we mess with bro real tough, man, for sure.
Dogs,
real
absolutely.
Heavy. You said you had a stint with the county. Was that a time of growth development for you, or a time like, you know what, let me know for sure this is not for me long term, though. I'll take it now, but I need to try to work on something. When did you figure kind of like, okay, I'm not staying here 20 years?
Yeah, it was definitely part of my journey, man. Like I said, college ain't for everybody, and I realized that early on. And thankfully, I didn't waste nobody's money staying in it, unnecessarily, man. But I'd probably say like that 6th or 7th year, as I started growing, man, I had a buddy who was an entrepreneur, and I was just around him and just kind of seeing how he moved and what he did. I knew that was something I wanted. But I've always been a measure twice, cut first person. So I'm never.
Hold on. Measure twice.
Measure twice, cut once.
Get it right.
Get it right. Hey. Get it right. So I don't, I don't make moves off emotion. That's never been my thing. Okay. So it's just making sure, okay, is this the right move? And so I prepared myself even before I left the county, man. It was like a year process of saving and doing these things. So when I got into real estate, it was short sales. So, you can get someone in contract in, January, you may not get paid till March, April, sometimes May.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. And so you have to really make sure that you have the savings to withstand those months. And, at that time, man, at the county, again, benefits, man, good pay. It's comfort.
Solid.
It's comfort like a big dog,
no second guessing. Like,
absolutely.
But you're also like this on that.
Man. And the thing is, everyone just seen my vision and I was okay with that, right? That goes back to knowing who you are early on. So when I would tell certain people, even family, nah, man, you tripping, you should do this, man, you ain't gonna do well. And that's when, again, you just have to have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
So it definitely helped. Mom, pops had it in them early.
Oh, yeah,
showed
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
And also now, the adversity comes as a form of people saying, nah, you might want to chill. But what was the deciding factor for you to go, like, I'm stepping out on this one myself?
I think I got into real estate when I was almost 28. And I just said at 30, man, I want to have some type of success. And every success is different. Yeah. Success is different to everyone.
True.
But for me, success meant to live life on my own terms. And, being and reporting to the county every day wasn't for me. It wasn't a happy place, but it was part of my journey. And it's why I'm here. Being there 7-8 years, and I met some really cool people, and I learned a lot. But what I mostly learned is that was not a place and environment that I wanted to be in. Yeah,
that's what's up. I'm sure it's a relief when you decided to shift. But was getting to the real estate game, like getting traction, easy for you, or it took a little time?
Took a little time, man. Thankfully, being born and raised in Sacramento, man, my sphere of influence is real heavy.
You say go to the resources quickly. I'm doing this. What's up?
And even now, and 11, 12 years later, the majority of my business year to year, man, I'm probably somewhere between 70 and 80% referral. And that's a really big
that's
number.
Good.
It's a really big number, and that just means that my success is based on people who know and love me and want to refer me.
Right.
And those don't always
match up.
You have people who know and love you, but they won't refer you.
In business, as we know, right?
That's
in
just business.
They may, or they may not. The biggest business people who don't even know you. The closer you ain't buying no merch, no.
My relationships that I built over the years, man, and people who really ride with me, I didn't know before real estate, man. That's the beautiful thing about creating relationships with people, and especially later on in your years, they're there for you.
Yeah,
I mean, they're there to support you and see your success. And then what a lot of people don't realize is, like, bro, your success is my success. My success is your success.
And that team aspect. We can both elevate, or we can both I can help push people your way, or if they come, just throw me the assist back the other way.
I feel like a lot of that came back, from playing sports early on.
If you learn that the right way, right?
Correct, sure. Correct. There was no participation trophies.
You know what I mean? Took an L.
Yeah. So you that foundation really helps in life.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
And again, that's a props to you for being a mentor for people, the young kids, to let them know, like, you got to be competitive and you got to be able to go out there and do your best.
I liked how you put that, because people look. I was, and you could definitely give me information. Correct me if I'm right or wrong, but people in the real estate business, I would have thought too, it's more individualized. But then after looking over it and interviewing a couple other people in the same business, I'm like, it's a team sport too.
It really is, man. Your best people realize that you can't do it by yourself. And even though I have colleagues in my office or friends in the business, there's no competition. At the end of the day, you may have a pool of people that you deal with. I may have a pool of people I deal with, and it's all good. I mean, at the end of the day, your people ain't mine, my people ain't yours.
That's what's up, man. Early on, and you probably could imagine this, you got the entrepreneur mindset, like you said, but what did you think would you be with this? Well, actually, no, I think I heard you say earlier you knew you wanted to do this in a certain level once you start entrepreneurship, though. But how far was your, I guess, short to long term goals early on? Was it like, no, I'm finna be the best in SAC, I'm finna be the one on everybody, or like, what was it, something small? Okay, let me just get this. I'm gonna kill this first, and I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah, number one, I got big goals, man. Yeah, I got big goals. So like the benchmark for real estate for most agents is being Masters Club. And Masters Club is your top producers in real estate in Sacramento County that are maybe your top anywhere from 7 to 10% in all of Sacramento County.
Okay.
And so that was my benchmark my first year, is to make that. In my first year, that year, it was $3 million in production. And I made that my first year, and then I've made that ever since, even till this year, so 2020.
And how many years has it been?
It's my 11th year.
Consistency
every single year. And then this year, I was actually taken in as the first Black president for the Sacramento Masters Club.
Dope.
Yeah. So that's coming full circle is dope.
Changing the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stepping the bar up.
Representation matters, man.
Yeah, and then getting in there, right?
Yeah.
Getting in there. But through that process, people know, right? We always talk about, the highlighted stuff gets put out there quickly.
Oh, always.
Or the drama, or whatever. But
all the good stuff.
What about the long day? What was it like for you? Because I'm sure there's been some times or some adversity that you hit, or something that you could talk about, just because it ain't always green. You got to get there first. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to do the soil. You got to water the plants. You got to put stuff in there. Absolutely. What about that grind, or anything type of adversity that kind of came to you during this process where you was like, oh man, I got to?
Hell, I say, man, not having clients is adversity, right? Because at the end of the day, what a lot of people don't realize is when you sell real estate as professionals, as agents, you don't get paid till the deal closes. So, there's early, you working. So there's early times where, you could show somebody 20 houses and it just never come to fruition. And that has happened to me early on, man. And
how much time is that? That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot of time. So imagine somebody, I want a 3-bed, 2-bath. Okay, where do you want to live? Oh, I'm open. So all of a sudden we North Sac, South Sac, East Sac, West Sac, and that's just it's a lot of driving. It's a lot of time. It's gas. It's maintenance. So there's a lot of investment that realtors have up front, hoping that they can go ahead and get their client in contract and then get paid for their services in time.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Talked about taking the exam and stuff for this. I know it's a process. And I understand too, for me, school, vice versa. But what made that a little more comfortable than the college way? Because I mean, you had to study for the test.
Oh, absolutely.
You had to put a little time, but it's still a different setting.
It was a different setting. For me, when I decided to, number one, pay for the curriculum and do it. So I studied for the curriculum while I was still with the county.
Okay.
And then I actually took a crash course, passed on my first time, and then it was still nervous. I mean, I know people who work full time for the county or state and sell real estate, so that was, that could have been an option for me, but it was never my option. My option was I wanted to jump feet first because I still want to live in regret. And I know a lot of people who are our age who are looking back at their life and wish they did X, Y, and Z, and I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Your first, I guess, close.
It was
I know.
I know. It was funny, man. I got licensed November of 2011, and then I put my first contract in Christmas Eve, and then I closed in January of 12.
Don't play around.
It was a HUD home. It was 150 grand, and I can tell you in 2023 that house is now worth about 6. So that'll just let you know what real estate can do for you. Yeah,
that's
a real thing.
That's definitely dope.
Yeah.
But what about the coaching leadership process keeps you going? Because that's ever changing, bro. You have to communicate different skills, levels of communication, but also to see the success in your team. How does that make you feel as a teammate as well?
Yeah, number one, if you're in entrepreneurship, whatever lane you're in, I would absolutely say that having a mentor is everything. I had a mentor going in. And I think the reason I'm a believer in a mentor, number one, having the right mentor. Have a mentor that's in a position of where you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years, right? Number two, have a mentor where you trust them. That's a lot of trust. I came into real estate not knowing anything. I've never been in sales. I've never done anything in relation to real estate, but I know people. And if I know people and I have a mentor to teach me the ins and outs and the expertise of real estate, then I knew I was going to be successful. And my own journey now of running a team, I love it because there's nothing that my teammates can come to that I haven't felt, haven't thought, haven't taught, none of that. So I think it puts me in a better place to have an understanding of where they're coming from and let them know that they're not alone.
True. That's definitely that commonality that I can able to relate.
Huge.
Relatability.
It's huge, man. I always said that accountability starts from the top to the bottom, but make no mistake, that thing go right back up to the top. You know what I mean? And so when I'm invested in you and you're invested in me, that's the best type of relationship in business.
That's what's up, man. What about doing business in your own city? Because
it's
different when we do stuff.
It's very different doing stuff in your own city. Number one, nobody knows Sacramento like I do. There's very few people who know Sacramento like I do. I can tell you, being born and raised in Sacramento and doing real estate and, thankfully being at a position that I am, I was able to make the cover of Sacramento Bee last year for real estate. I know people who've done it for basketball. I know people who've done it for other professions, but to make the cover of our local newspaper for real estate, man, was just a blessing and an ode to my journey, honestly. It's just dope to be able to, there's people I went to elementary with who I helped sell a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a story, man. I sold a house in Pocket, and I mailed out mailers, and then I got a call from a seller. It was like, "Hey, I want to sell," and I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll come meet you." Older lady, and I get to the house, man. It's my second grade teacher. My second grade teacher, and I sold her house, and that was the house she lived in when she taught me a beer flag.
Dope.
You know what I mean? So having stuff like that come full circle, I'm helping people we went to high school with or junior high, their parents sell their home in Greenhaven. So all these things, man, just make up the makeup of this journey of real estate, man, for me.
I think it just it goes back to those relationships early on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go back and they actually can seal a deal for you too. Like, oh, this is you. Oh,
yes.
Go ahead, sir. I know you go. You handle this for me, and that trust factor, right? Because they gotta trust you, right? So, but it's built on that requirement, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, as I say, fourth quarter closes right now, bro. Like, any goal wise you trying to hit, or what's 2024 grand look like? Man, it's crazy. It's around the corner, bro. So another milestone right now, right? We're going to 2024 coming up.
Crazy.
What's on the agenda? A little bit of planning, man. I mean, because you again, shout out to you. You are accomplishing a lot of stuff, but also I know you're not done what you want to do, or is
Nah, man, I feel like, number one, man, I'm 39. I don't even feel like I scratched the surface.
Oh, it's called big. You got the 40.
Yeah. I got 40 in March, brother. Next year.
Yeah.
So I say number one, man. I think I barely scratched the surface.
Okay.
Number two, I think for any entrepreneur, especially in real estate, though, a lot of what we do is 30, 60, 90 days out. So a lot of my business planning for 2024 started happening in like October, November. So you have to be prepared for that. If you're preparing for, your 2024 and 2024, you're already 2, 3 months behind.
Proactive.
Absolutely. I say for me for 2024, man, 2023 was a really good year for me production wise. Obviously, with the market has ebbs and flows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be in any and every market. But your best realtor has a plan for that. Your average realtor, man, right now sells anywhere from 2 to 4 houses a year. Your average realtor sells 2 to 4 houses a year. We've been fortunate, man, over the last couple of years where we sell over 40 houses a year. And so that's a blessing. And so we want to continue on that journey, but we want to add more systems and processes to the fold. More client retention. Again, I'm 70 to 80% on referral base. So for me, instead of marketing to strangers, I'd rather spend money and market to people who already know and love me, and they want to refer me. And what you also have to realize is some people don't know how to refer. So you have to teach people how to give you business.
Yeah,
seriously. You can't make assumptions like, oh, they don't want to refer you. Well, no, number one, you have to ask, right? Closed mouth don't get fed.
Yes, sir.
And then number two, you have to teach them, well, hey, man, if you're hearing somebody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give them my number or give me their number and I'll reach out and connect.
Right.
And so just giving people instruction like that really helps out. So, again, to me for 2024 is continuing education wise. So last year we did first time home buyer classes.
Okay.
And so those are really huge, man. And we have a really nice pipeline for 2024 of people who maybe weren't ready in 2023.
Yeah.
But they've done everything that they're supposed to do this year.
Okay.
And then they're ready for 2024 to own their first home.
That's dope. So it's classes to get them prepared from different angles, size information,
man.
financial tracking, maybe. That's good. That's really good because I know that process is strenuous for certain people. Well, everybody's status is different.
Man, and it's important, for some people, they're like, oh, I want to get my credit up. Well, getting your credit up and getting your credit up to buy a house are two different things.
Big difference.
And at the end of the day, if you have a symptom, you go to a doctor. If you want to be able to do something, you have to go to the professional for the professional to guide you. So a lot of people want to take upon themselves, especially in this era, man. Everything's on social media. And I love where we are in the education, but you have to realize that every source is different and not every source is valid. And so you just want to, deal with someone who is actually doing it. Again, going back to sports, you want to, pick a person who's batting 150 or who wants somebody who's batting 400. And so I think that's the important part of is dealing with someone who's in it day to day, and you just have the trust that they're going to guide you to the right place.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. And while we talking about that, where's give the website information out, man? Because I know people are gonna be listening, hearing that.
Absolutely, man. Social media is a big thing now, man. So you can hit me on IG Real Estate Kels, KELS. You can go to my website, pleasantrealestategroup.com, and just reach out if you have questions about the process. Reach out if you want to, make a goal for 2024. Reach out if you just want to chop it up and game about entrepreneurship and real estate. Hit me up. I think so many people hold information in, like it's just crazy. And again, I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in, and I don't take that lightly. So I kick game, man. If it's coffee, let's go grab coffee. Let's talk for a little bit, and we can talk it up. Because at the end of the day, that's how people become successful, is being around other successful people.
Yeah, that's a big fact
in your environment.
Yes, sir.
It's huge. It's huge,
man. Get a little more specific on this.
Yeah.
Us as African Americans, why are we so hesitant or as far as purchasing property and land? Why is it? I mean, I know that we have different economic struggles,
absolutely,
but also is it the information that hasn't been received or wasn't given to us? Or are we looking for the wrong thing first, and we're doing certain things first when it comes to buying land or property?
I think number one, it goes back to what you see. And if you've never seen anyone buy property, then it can be scary. Number two, I think the information. I think a lot of our parents and grandparents did the best they could, but not everybody gave the right information. A lot of people instill fear in us in our generation of owning a home. A lot of people put so much on, oh, if you rent, you ain't got to fix anything. Well, hell, if you rent, you ain't going to make anything either, right? So I think there's that. I think right now, again, the beautiful thing about where we are is there's a lot of education going on, and I love to see people's business IQ heightened because they're watching they're listening to podcasts and watching videos and learning. But I think a lot of it stems from just the generational misinformation that's handed down, or the generational fear that's handed down. I know people who've been in their jobs 15, 20 years, they make great money, but just could never save. So a lot of it comes down to, your financial wherewithal, your financial IQ, and just learning how to save and live within your means. I know some people say live below your means. We all like nice stuff, but at least live within your means, where you get a check, you pay your rent, you put X here, and then you put X in savings. And that's something that starts early on, honestly. It starts with your kids. You know what I mean? And
telling them right now, all those boys right now, look, y'all, for sure, budgeting their money.
Budgeting their money, man. And that's a big thing. And, that's not something we're taught early on. In our households is budgeting, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Those classes definitely are something important.
And not even classes, man, just people.
Yeah.
Having an OG pull you aside, like, hey, bro, man, if this is your check, man, do this, do that, and then put some aside and do that every month. And all of a sudden you look up, you got a savings. You look at most people, man, most people don't have an emergency $1,000 in their savings.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And
that's right.
That Dave Ramsey, I like his philosophy. Not everything about it, but one thing about it, he has these 7 baby steps, man, of financial freedom. And anyone who's interested in that, they should absolutely Google it, because it's right there. But it just teaches you what you can do to put yourself in a better financial situation.
Nice.
Yeah,
definitely dope. I'm not sure how long now it's been, but I believe you got the opportunity to help a certain basketball player get a crib.
I did. Yeah.
But that comes through hard work. Was that
much so.
Was that a referral or right place, right time type thing?
No, absolutely, man. I was hit up on social media, man, and I think that was a testament to what I was doing. I was on the right path. Consistency, man. So they reached out on social media, man, and said they wanted to give someone an opportunity. And they definitely did. And so I was able to sell his house. And then that was for a record at the time. Highest selling house in Folsom. And then was able to sell him his current property. So
that's what's
it's been a blessing, man, and it's definitely a true friendship that's blossomed from that.
Definitely dope. That's definitely dope. But all the relationship part of that too. But I would say even that aspect, right? That kind of really lets everybody know yourself. It's you're all, from here to here. You can go here. Regular, the average Joe, the person.
One DM, bro.
That's all it takes.
One DM can change your life, man, and it can change your trajectory, and it can change how people look at you. Again, I've been the same dude my whole life, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All of a sudden, you do a milestone like that. Now, you that? Oh,
but
I've been the same. I've been that. That's what I'm saying.
I've been that.
But one situation can be
like just that platform footage, but you've been doing this for years.
I've been doing this for years, and I've been the same dude for years.
And that's like, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
come on over.
Come on, man. I'm good, man. At the end of the day, what I've learned in life is everybody got their journey, and maybe your glasses were foggy 2 years ago, but now you see me clearly. I'm cool with that. That's your journey.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's up, man.
I'm always open arms. I always want to help my people and anyone who's looking, in real estate and ask questions.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So the grind is consistent. The years have been there. The time is put in. On the flip side, though, what do you do recreational time for yourself outside of this? Because you communicate a lot. You talk to people. You got to go to meetings. You go to see houses. You run a team. But now, what do you do on the opposite side? Because you got to take time out for yourself.
Yeah.
Rejuvenate. Have a cigar every once in a
while.
Man,
come on, man. We gonna smoke some stogies, man. I love smoking cigars with my people, man, and having high level conversations. I feel like where I am in life, I don't like no superficial shit, man. Like, let's talk deep. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about finances.
Yeah.
If you're a married man, let's talk about marriage, because Black men don't talk about that enough with each other. And so I've been fortunate enough to have a circle, man, where I have these deep, high level conversations, and people feel better, learn something from the conversation.
Enlightenment, for sure.
Absolutely, man. For me, I love traveling, man.
Yeah.
It's always been a goal to just travel abroad. So the last 5 years, I've traveled to 2 different countries each year, and that was a big deal for me.
Oh.
I'm a car guy, man, like most people know. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the cars. Hanging with family. I'm a music guy, so again, it's funny. The older you get, the more you are able to touch, the more you really just want simple things. It's weird. It's super weird, man.
Going reverse.
Yeah, it is, like real talk.
I don't need much.
Man, again, it's feel like I feel like once you touch something and you know it's tangible, then it's like, cool, I touched it, but I just want something simple. And I feel like that's where I am right now, man.
That's what's up.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping it simple, man. You know, Sacramento has dope places, restaurants, and so I just, love my city.
Yeah.
So I just love kind of being around here, but I'm definitely a traveler, man.
That's what's
Whether
man.
it's abroad, whether it's, in the country, if I'm rolling down the Sausalito or Half Moon Bay, like California is beautiful.
Right.
There's a lot of people who take advantage or take for granted what we have in proximity to things that are around.
Definitely find places and things to do
Oh
or see.
man, there's so many things you can do in 3 hours in California.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah.
At the end of every show, I always ask my guests, basketball triple threat is a dual pass shoot. Mm-hmm. But for you personally, I ask my guests also, give me 3 things that people who may know you, may not know you, that you hold on for, like for yourself. They say, 1, 2, 3, those are skills. Give me 3 things, your personal triple threat right now that you hold value to, or how you walk, how you carry yourself.
Yeah, man. Loyalty is a big one.
Man, it's a big L too.
It's
y'all.
a big L,
Come
man.
on, the right L.
Yeah, and I feel like as life goes on and we keep going through these years, I feel like that loyalty just dissipates, and so it just I hold it even stronger.
It's not valued as much.
Yeah, not at all.
I feel it should be you for sure.
Yeah, not at all, man. I would say peace. I hold to that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing. Again, when you're in real estate, meaning you're in the service industry, so you're giving yourself 12, 14, 16 hours a day to everyone else. So you have to figure out, well, how do you hold your peace inside? And so, that's something thankfully I've always been cognizant of with, from my parents and my mom, but peace is a really big one. And I would definitely say health. Health is a big thing, man, whether it's mental health, physical health, emotional health. Just being aware of how you feel, how you are. I think that's the 3 top things that I hold true in high value.
Loyalty, peace, health and wealth.
Health and wealth, brother. Health and wealth, man.
That's what's up, man. Again, I appreciate you, dog. Taking time out your day.
Yes.
Keep it going. We definitely gonna link. I gotta get into some conversations with the other people, man. You're on like-minded people.
Yeah.
And keep these things going, but also being very new in the entrepreneurship business now. Officially.
Absolutely.
But now it's time to just keep it going, bro. Grow the brand, grow the platforms, but also just keep doing what we're doing for our city, man. It's definitely dope. Man, y'all heard it here first live. Coach JT, Kelly P, man, tap in with him. We had our place event space in the invitation room. Man, we out. Peace. Appreciate you, man.
Come on.